And when Camilla and Jen first called you guys, what were your first reactions? How did they approach you guys and talk about the film with you?
As we were interviewing and doing the movie, I didn't realize the full extent of it, once again, until I saw it for the first time. When I screened it, and I was like, whoa, that's what you were doing? Wow, yeah.
And Camilla, she texts to me on Twitter, and she's telling me, Ahmad, would love to shooting you and filming you, made an interview. And the film is about a documentary about what happened to the people who had been in other documentaries before. And I felt like this is really good time to talk about it. And I wasn't been talking about what happened to me after the Square. And before the Square, there is other films called Children of the Revolution, is in the BBC. And there is other ones called Free Trip to Egypt and Altars of Egypt. So it was other films. I felt like it's the right time to talk about what happened.
And Ahmed, you're a co-producer, and you've watched the film, and you guys have participated in the making of the film. Can you guys talk about how you navigated that relationship? Because I think a lot of filmmakers today are saying to themselves, I want to bring my participants in. I want them to be a part of the process. How did you guys figure that out?
I think that like every person was different. I think essentially everybody was part of the edit process. So everybody saw the cut of the film at a rough cut stage, and everybody was able to weigh in and give their feedback on their sections of the film specifically. And then certain people, wanted to be more involved actually on the production side. So Ahmed, for example, is, an award-winning cinematographer. So we were in the middle of COVID. It was amazing that he could shoot a lot of his own, he set up his own interview, he shot it, he shot his own B-roll sometimes, like figuring that out. And Mukunda actually, we were doing a lot of remote filming, so Mukunda actually helped as a PA, packaging cameras, sending them around. And so, when people were doing specific roles in the film, they were also paid for those specific roles.
Hi, this was so fantastic and transformative, and I've been teaching documentary here for many years, and I feel like this should be required viewing for any documentary class. And I think the timing of the release is really interesting with the September release of the Documentary Accountability Working Group framework, which I think works like a hand in glove with this film. Like this sets up the questions, and that offers a lot of suggestions about how to kind of think about moving forward. And my one question for you is just, it's such a fit that I wonder, and I know some of the folks in the working group are in your film, and what kind of conversations, if any, were you having back and forth with them as you were making it, since it feels like your timeline and their timeline were quite overlapping and similar?
Yeah, I mean, we actually discovered the Documentary Accountability Working Group through making the film. Like, we didn't know about it before, and it was kind of a little bit of an underground group, and, it was really the most amazing discovery to meet, Sonia Childress, who's a part of that group also, Pat Aufderheide. And basically they fed back on the cut of the film, but also just obviously their interviews form such an important part of the film. And then pretty much, we've been like co-hosting a lot of events with them. I think we've tried to really, Dr. Camilla Rashad is also in that group. So it's just been this incredible sync where all this academic work had already been done, but then the film just kind of like created an access to that work, and we're just like, these guys are the professionals. We just made a film, but these guys have been doing this for decades, and it's incredible work. But those are really like the tools and resources, and you should definitely check out the website. It's DAWG, the Documentary Accountability Working Group, and it really starts way before you even turn a camera on. It's really about the reflection phase is the part that I love so much about the framework, which is just about really trying to understand like why you're the right person to tell this story, and like what are your blind spots. It just gives a tangibility to the kind of bigger picture philosophical ideas I think that we're talking about.
Thank you for being here again, and for sharing your story with us on more your own terms. I was wondering if the filmmakers